everybody, it's Pam SD with Pam SD Mini Costuming. I haven't made a video for a while, but I wanted to let you know about the progress I've made on a project that I've picked back up. I have a previous video about the She-Ra project, and I set it down for about 6 months. And now I'm back to it because I finally figured out what I wanted to do in the middle. So I'm going to come down here to my work table. You can see some various pieces laying around. There's the body, all of my equipment, my tools. Oh, look, there's another body. As you can see, I'm a fairly messy worker. I have several projects going at once. There's a box full of parts. And I'll talk about the parts a little bit. These are the hands from Lady Commander right here. And these are gloves from a Red Sonja. These are the wings off of Valkyrie helmet, which I have taken apart and used pieces of it. There's also a piece from Lady Commander that's been cut down, changed in shape. There's another piece, there's another wing. This is a piece of jewelry I used stone out of. So here's the head. Talk about that for just a second. It is the Lady Commander head. I took all the hair off of it. You can see that in a previous video. Gave her a new wig. Blue eyes. Let's see if those will focus. Yeah, there's her blue eyes. So this is a pair of metal wings I found in a craft store. Hobby Lobby, I think, in the jewelry section. And the helmet from Valkyrie, which is a TB League Thyssen. And so that's the head. Didn't have to make any weird modifications to the neck to make it fit the TB League body. So I'm going to come back over here and we'll talk about the body. In the previous video, you can see that I had the skirt and the armor pieces done. But since then, I have made a corset, and this piece down the front is stops right about, say, here. And this is an overlay, so it looks like this piece goes all the way down and through, but it does not. And in the back, I laced it up to make it go on easier, but this bottom is glued to the back of the skirt. I did not like how this looked before unfinished, even though it's going to be under the cape, so I am quite pleased. It looks like I need to glue that back down a little bit. Pressure from the corset's popping up a couple pieces. It just means I didn't get it ironed well enough to make the under stick. I'll talk about how I built this in another video maybe, or maybe even now. This is a piece from Lady Commander that has been cut up and reshaped. It was her front armor, and it is glued in place now. See, the corset comes up and fits under the chest piece I had previously glued on. These armbands are from Sonja. I cannot remember where this piece comes from, and the belt is also from Lady Commander. So this looks pretty good. Let's see if she'll stand up for us. And then I'll put the head on. Kind of do it one-handed. Actually, I don't have to do it one-handed. I will put this on the, there we go. Okay, so let's move this over here. And I'll put her head on real quick. So I have a piece of elastic holding the headpiece in place. It runs underneath her hair. So eventually, the idea is that this will be She-Ra. She's going to get a red cape. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to go beyond the hip marks. Let me pull this back a little bit so that we can see. So here, I may make the cape about this long on the sides, and I may make it longer in the back just so I get a better visual when I photograph her. So it all looks pretty good to me so far. I'm very happy with this. Those boots are from Lady Commander. All this work in the straps is all done by hand. I'm kind of pleased with where this is going. So let's talk a second about how I made all of this happen with the gold trim. This is the fabric I used. If you can see that it's got like a little print on it. I made a paper corset to fit. Then I cut another one and marked all the places I wanted gold to go. And then I made patterns with the gold line on them, but I only cut where you see inside. Here's the centerpieces. So you just cut the inside out of this, which has Wonder Under on the back of it. I've already ironed that on. It has a paper backing, and then you just peel it off after you've cut the white pieces. Then what I do is I take a piece of gold and I put a piece of, hang on just a second, it's out of reach. This is just plain old ordinary iron-on interfacing, which I put on the back of the gold. And there's a piece of gold. This is just a nice piece of gold stretch. I'll show you the stretches, even though when you put the backing on it, it makes it nice and stiff. So then I iron on each little individual piece onto the gold, using a piece of paper as a barrier for the heat so that I don't melt this, although I haven't found it to melt. And then I cut them out again with this edge on them. So I just cut around each individual piece and leave the gold, and then I cut them out. Then I start gluing them together, and then after I'm done gluing them together, I then put another piece of backing on it to kind of hold it together. So that's why in the back here, this little piece is popping up. You can see right there. I can get my finger under it. But now I'll go back and use fabric tack to tack that down, since I can't use heat on the figure, and get that piece nice and flat. But the rest of it's holding up really well because apparently I got it hot enough. And I used fabric tack to put it together, which works really, really well. And my other favorite glue is Rapid Fuse. This stuff is great because it's 30-second hold, and it's good for putting metals together, that kind of thing. That's what I used on the headset. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm kind of now in the position where I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to use this piece in order to make a cape. Eventually it should go back here and then over her shoulders, and I want to put the cape, I'm going to attach it somehow, and then it'll run across the back. There's also a piece that goes on her shoulder, which I do not have handy. She has a shield. I already have the She-Ra sword, and I do not see that piece, but there's a piece that goes right here. And then the gold gloves. I'm thinking she needs a little more armor on her sword arm. But I'm way closer to completion than I used to be. I'll put together a video, which is a slideshow, and has all the different steps in that, so you can see how we started and where we wound up. And for all I know, I may hate the red cape and decide she's not She-Ra at all. She may just be another Valkyrie. So anyway, I hope there's some useful information in here for you. And if you have any questions, be sure to ask them in the remarks. And I will have another video for you soon. Make sure you subscribe if you like what you see. Take a look at the other videos. This is Pam SD. Talk to you later. Bye.